Some news broke on Monday morning. We have a video out already on this topic, but I think it's probably best for us to do this in a long-form setting as well on a full show. Sherrone Moore is suspended by Michigan, not the NCAA. He's suspended by Michigan, so a self-imposed suspension for weeks 3 and 4 of the 2025 season. So he's going to miss the game against Central Michigan and missing the game at Nebraska. So he'll be there for game 1 and he'll be there for game 2 at Oklahoma. Now, it's important we mention the game at Oklahoma because that's where Sherrone Moore played his college football. I mean, we can all agree it's probably a big game for Michigan in general because of how good I think Oklahoma is going to be this year and how good I think people understand Oklahoma could be this year. So there's that part of it. Plus the emotional ties there. I think that's maybe a fair move from Michigan. But the reason why Michigan is doing this is in an effort to lighten the potential punishment coming from the NCAA. Because that whole investigation around the Connor Stallions part and the sign stealing and whatever, the advanced scouting, that's still going on, if you can believe it, from a couple of years ago now. They're doing this in the sense of suspending Sherrone Moore in hopes that they will see this and say, we don't need to punish you as harshly because you're already punishing yourself. Now, I said this before, but I'll say it again. I don't really know if that's going to be the case because I think the NCAA and Michigan have no love lost, just my own take on this. But a lot of people read that headline, see that Michigan is self-imposing a suspension on Sherrone Moore and saying, see, told you, hey, they're admitting it. They're admitting to their guilt. I don't think this is that. Because I think if you were admitting some guilt here, I think that there would be probably a heavier punishment than just 2 games for your head coach. That's first off. Second of all, I don't think that you're changing anybody's mind on this whole situation with Sherrone Moore in Michigan. Like the angry crowd, I said it before, they will probably never be satisfied until wins are vacated or national titles are vacated. And if you feel that way, I don't think anything that's said here is going to make you feel differently. Nobody's going to say, okay, 2-game suspension, cool, that's enough. No, you're not saying that. You want some justice to be served. If you're a Michigan fan, you're not seeing this and saying, okay, yeah, hey, you know what? If we're self-imposing a suspension, we probably did it. Yeah, we probably need to pay the piper here a little bit. You're not changing anybody's mind on this thing. And so the longer this stretches out, we're not going to see a situation where one side or the other wins. That's my own opinion on this. I also don't think that we have some national title vacation coming for Michigan. If that was in the works, there'd be a lot more buzz leading up to it, is my own opinion on this. But when we talk about Michigan in regards to, did they do it or did they not do it, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to say Michigan probably broke the rules. They probably broke the rules. Now, if you're a Michigan fan, you think it was breaking the rules while everyone else was breaking the rules. If you're an Ohio State fan or a Michigan State fan, you think it was breaking the rules to the tune of winning your national championship. The right answer is probably somewhere in the middle, but I don't think it should be up for debate of, did Michigan cheat? They probably cheated, okay? Now, the hammer the NCAA does and drop on them, we'll see. But what does it mean for this year? For this year, it means your team has to grow up quickly because you're going to probably be playing a quarterback in Bryce Underwood who's a true freshman. People love to say this. I believe right now he's 17 years old. Be making his second road start in his entire college football career at Nebraska, which is not going to be the most, easy place to roll into and play. I do appreciate the fact that he gets a road start against Oklahoma early on, that you would hope pay some dividends for him and you can kind of figure some things out in that first start for him. But overall, there needs to be a maturity about this football team because the game at Nebraska, that's a losable game. It's very much so a losable game with Matt Rule in year 3, Dylan Raiola in year 2. The roster they've upped. I told you before in our top 25, they've upped that roster talent a fair amount here since Matt Rule's gotten there. That's a game you could lose. And if you want to play for a college football playoff berth, that's one that you, in the back of your mind as a Michigan fan, probably already had penciled in as a win. Now with no Sherrone Moore, who's also not going to be able to game plan during the week for either of these games, the plot thickens a little bit there. So does it mean that Michigan's guilty? No, this is not them admitting guilt. Does it mean that a national title win is going to no longer exist in Ann Arbor? No, I don't think that's the case either. But it definitely does, I think, up the stakes a little bit here for Bryce Underwood, for this team to figure it out a little bit quicker, and for them to be able to get right those first few weeks of the season so they can go play meaningful football against Nebraska. But overall, we'll keep a pulse on it. That thing, unfortunately, will continue to have a headline space, I suppose, in the college football world until we get a resolution. But regardless, that's the latest on Sherrone Moore in Michigan and the whole way that thing is trending.